Hello, welcome to Find It Naturally. I'm your host, Steve Connelly. And Find It Naturally is a show that brings you products and services that solve everyday problems from a natural and green and organic point of view. And we go in and outside of the box with that. And our sponsors include Tesla Energy Lights, Wellness, in Roswell, which is energy that tunes up the body. Higher Brain Living in Dunwoody. And with Higher Brain Living, that is a really unique transformational system that gives you permanent, positive change in every area of your life. That's pretty unique. And today we have with us Dave Russell with DLR Digital Media. Dave Russell is the creative genius behind DLR Digital Media. So welcome, David. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Steve. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Now I'm going to open up with kind of a wide open question and say, who is Dave Russell?
I guess in a nutshell, the best way to explain it is I'm a designer. So what I do is in all sorts of life. My company, DLR Digital Media, is all web design and digital strategies for small businesses and people that are trying to grow their business at the lowest cost possible for the highest impact. But I'm also a chef, I'm a musician. So everything I do is based on either creating something, learning from some master in all aspects of my life. Musically, cooking, drawing. My latest thing is staining furniture.
Oh.
Just never done it, want to try it, don't know if I'm good at it yet.
Now, this is off topic a little bit, but staining furniture, are you talking about the shabby chic thing, or are you talking about just more finishing?
More finishing. I like to find just something that's built that's wood. It's just a bare wood, and I love mahogany look, so I don't really mind what type of wood it really is. I just use mahogany stains because I like the kind of Bombay bright white with mahogany style, kind of old England kind of feel, the traditional classic stuff.
Oh, okay, so you like the real contrast.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, good. Well, tell me, based on your DLR Digital Media persona now, where did that come from, and what's your background?
My background, I went to school for graphic design and art. So I was taking, like a lot of people in art school, I was taking drawing classes, sculpture classes, focusing more into the computer side. I went to University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee, and then I also went to technical colleges to learn the software better. Then I worked as an internship at the VA, which was very fulfilling to help them. It started as an internship, and to help them basically, they had a television station plus in Milwaukee that's still around. All the time at a lot of these jobs as a chef at the same time. I'm kind of a workaholic, trying new things. And then I just got back to the basics in the last year or two. The last 6 years I worked with a company started Vocalize Mobile, and that was all about harnessing the power of iPhones, Androids, all those type of devices, and utilizing advertising with it, and really getting small businesses the ability to utilize advertising on it to make a revenue. And then we used a platform called Duda. I worked for Duda for about a year because the people we got on their radar because we used their technology. I worked with them, and then in the last a year ago, I started my own company at the same time, kind of, and then I decided that I wanted to do it all myself, and I wanted to take it all in, and that's how DLR Digital Media has become a focus, is just bringing in some clients and small business owners that I really want to take to the next level and show them what it's all about.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, that's a pretty good backstory right there.
I do talk a lot. So.
No problem. That makes my job pretty darn easy, as a matter of fact. But so now I'm going to go again off topic a little bit. So So it sounds like you just are a serial explorer.
Yeah.
Maybe with your design, with paint, staining rather, music, and now of course all the digital media and so forth that you've been involved in. So with that in mind, though, you bring a lot of talent to the table.
I try.
Yeah. And we met at the Alpharetta Business Connect, and you stood up and basically said what you just said, that you're a designer and you kind of look at everything from a design point of view. which is, I think, pretty cool, because I like to look at that as well. But so now from a businessman or a small business person's point of view, and it's kind of all about marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what digital media is. No matter what you're doing, like the case of an example, this established People's TV, they're still marketing a nonprofit organization for us to have the ability to come and do this show. It's getting out the word. It's what is your statement? What is your brand?
Right, marketing.
Marketing right here, and in making a statement and making it clearly. It's not always about profit. I'm all for nonprofits. I very much believe in them. Obviously, I got to make a living, so I do work with a lot of profit companies, and they do have to pay me. But some of the newer things that are becoming about that small businesses need to look at is the proliferation of different screens for every type of device. You know, you have desktops, you have huge televisions that now are computers, you have all sorts of tablets, phablets, phones, iPhones, Androids, this screen, this screen, you know.
Right.
So how are you going to make your brand spread across all those spectrums and have the same statement? That's what it comes down to. How are you going to still, you know, and that's what the small business owner really needs to focus on now.
Well, don't you really need a different message for somebody that has a smaller iPhone compared to a desktop?
It's the same message, just packaged in the right way. So like on a mobile device, if your business calls for it, you're going to want click to call. You're going to want to make it very thumb friendly, they call it, or finger friendly, where you can just, like filling out a form, well, if the form's easy to type in, people will do it. If what happens is a lot of people, especially in small business, they're not seeing that when they get, someone comes to their website, they just have a normal desktop website. Per Google, the big corporation Google, 60% of people will leave your site immediately if they don't have an optimized mobile website. Now, it might come up, and that's what I hear from small business owners all the time. Well, you can read it. Yeah, but your customer doesn't. And that's one of the things, and that's been around for 5 years, but still not truly embraced by small business yet. And the ones that do embrace it are getting the return. They're making the money from it because they're giving what the customer wants.
Right. Okay, cool. So, so small businesses really need to be aware of how people are getting the information, whether it's on an iPhone or an iPad or a tablet or the screen or television. And what's your viewpoint of the internet and television with the integration of TV and all that?
Well, it's all merging together.
Yeah.
With the proliferation of Google buying YouTube a while back, they own YouTube now. So that's a big thing, a term that's very prevalent that a lot of people hear, but they might not understand the scope of it, is called SEO, or search engine optimization. And in local business, that can mean a restaurant being able to put the map there for them to find it easily, you know, that sort of thing. But the real content-driven stuff of the future is going to be video. Because they say there's studies that it can go as high as 10,000 times a picture when you hit play. So creation of like videos like this put into a YouTube channel and then having it on your site. It's going to be huge because you start to understand the people. People are going to understand me by looking at this right now. Right. They're going to say, okay, that's who he is. Are they going to listen to the entire thing? A lot of times it's got to be quick. So you might want to take things and snip it down, throw a logo on it, whatever it might need to be the way it's packaged. It's faster, quicker, better. That's the way that, you know, you got a very short attention span, and so, which is kind of sad, but it's the truth of the way the world works. And you got to catch them quick, bring them in, and sell your product, your nonprofit, or whatever you're trying to say. You got to say it quick,
right?
Or they're already getting attention somewhere else. To a video game and another screen, there's just so much going on.
Boy, isn't that the case? You know, so. Maybe a 30-second, 15. You've got to get them in the first 5 seconds.
You got to catch them 5 to 10 seconds, and then they'll watch for the 30.
Right, and so then you basically tease them into a 5 or 10 or 15-second or 30-second video, and then they say, "Wow, this looks really interesting." So now you move them into a 2-minute or a 3-minute video, and then
exactly.
if they're still consistent with what they're looking for, what they're wanting or wanting to know more information on.
You want the depth.
Then they move on. So.
You want the depth. So I say start a YouTube channel. If you want a device, have your video put onto your site, have this quick snippet. If they want more, they'll go to your YouTube channel, and then they'll start to see it very long. So you have to have the depth for the people that want the depth, because the true customers are going to dig. but you got to catch them. You got to say that statement or what you believe. And my company's belief is passion for small business. It's all about me trying to help these organizations that they should be doing, like a plumber. A plumber should be in a house taking care of his business doing plumbing. He shouldn't be designing his website. He shouldn't be worrying about pay-per-click advertising or any type of digital advertising or remarketing or all these high-tech kind of terms that are in advertising. He needs to find someone like my organization or any person that truly cares about growing his business. Also, that they've worked in that business before. A lot of times, companies they try to be everything for everyone because they're either publicly traded. We've heard of these companies. I won't say them, but you all know who they are. And they'll call you up and say, "I'll put you at the top of Google," or "I'll do this or that." All they're doing is making money for their shareholders. It might work for you. It might not. That's all I say. Right. But you want to actually work with someone that specializes or at least talks your language or listens to you to understand what your goal is. Sometimes people don't want a phone call. They just want hits on their website because they sell advertising. What is the goal of what that person wants? That's what it all comes down to. What does that small business need?
So that's what you do. You kind of come in and evaluate what that particular small business, and you really just focus on the small businesses. Medium-sized businesses?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked even up to Fortune 100 with different projects. I was in conversations with CBS on redoing their digital magazine that didn't work out. I've done big stuff, and I've been involved with it, but my passion personally is, because I'm a small business owner, is to help those people with my knowledge for a very good price. That's what it comes down to, because they get taken advantage of every day, all day, by people calling up and selling them not the solution.
Right.
Close, they might get some business, but, and sometimes it's trial and error, and that's one thing I'm very clear about, is I'll tell someone, I haven't done it, but I don't think anybody else has. So you could either, bam, knock it out of the park, or we know that maybe this mobile approach doesn't work, or this certain aspect doesn't work, but it won't cost you $10,000 to learn it. It'll cost you a lot less, in a lot smaller amounts.
Right. So what I'm hearing from you is that a small business owner today certainly has to have a website.
Of course.
Yeah, that's kind of given. Probably needs, not probably, but almost for sure needs video on that website.
It's definitely, the first thing I would say they need is mobile. They need a mobile website.
Okay.
That even before video. I think it goes, you need a desktop website and a mobile site, bare minimum. After that, then you kind of add these caveats, and then you can expand as much as you want. But you could have video, the YouTube channel. You can start meshing in the spidering of social media, links to other information sources, blogs, and the list goes on and on. Does a small business owner have the time to do all that? Of course not. So they got to pick and choose. Either they pay someone that's reasonable to handle that for them, speaking in their voice, not that person's voice. They have to talk as if they're that. Maybe that's a kid in their family. Maybe that's someone like me. Maybe that's the wife. That's the husband, or the husband of the wife running their company, whatever way it works. But it comes down to, you have a voice, you have a brand, be that brand. And my thing is, be real. Everybody, even big brands, want to be real. Look at the Super Bowl and how McDonald's, loving you and like giving away free stuff like that. That's being real. And that's what people want now. They don't want one message crammed down their throat. They want the idea of what your message is, but be real about it. Don't send me canned stuff.
So to me, that sounds like you're talking social media. And so you've mentioned the website, you've mentioned YouTube channel, but what's the way to drive